Utah lawmakers are back on Capitol Hill to start Utah's 45-day legislative session. It's the start of what our team likes to call drinking from a fire hose, where hundreds of changes to state law will be proposed.
It's a good way to put it. Chief political correspondent Lindsay Aerts has been tracking today's events, joins us live now. Lindsay, you've been taking a lot of that fire hose today. Tell us, what are some of the big themes of day one so far?
Yeah, Sarah and Brian, it is drinking from a fire hose because there are hundreds of bills. We'll probably get up to at least 500 this legislative session. So people like us track every single one of these, trying to keep you informed about the major policies that are going to change your life. Now, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say that their goal is to reduce the cost of living. They're dealing with everything from the cost of housing to affordability to child care, tax reductions. All those policies are on the table. But day one is really about getting back into the swing of a fast-paced agenda. The real work starts tomorrow when it comes to appropriations committees and those committees who dole out your tax dollars. So just in the past hour, we talked about some of the major proposals to overhaul Utah's judiciary. That theme is looming large today as the 5 justices were on Utah's Capitol Hill today for the State of the Judiciary address. Ideas there expanding the state Supreme Court and giving lawmakers the power to put a judge's seat on the ballot in a special election. But we're also starting to see a new proposal take shape to tweak Utah election law. Yet again, you may remember last year's lawmaker passed a proposal to begin scaling back universal mail-in voting. Now the House Speaker says Utah could look at creating stricter voter ID standards to vote in state elections rather than in federal ones.
You have illegal aliens illegals on the voter rolls right now. So just because it's illegal doesn't mean that it's not happening. It's illegal to vote if you're dead, but somehow it's still happening.
What's the extent of the problem, though?
Well,
how many people are voting illegally in Utah?
We don't know exactly what it is. I've asked the question, is it thousands? I've been told probably not. Is it in the hundreds? Probably somewhere in there. But you have close elections every year, so I think it's important to make sure that we have that transparency.
Well, that, of course, the House Speaker right there, Mike Schultz. But I want to bring in now a Senate leader who was in charge of our big election changes last year, State Senator Mike McKell, joining me live. Now, you couldn't hear the Speaker's comments there, but essentially he's saying we have a problem with people voting in Utah's elections who are not U.S. citizens. Right. But he said only a couple of hundred. Is that really a problem in Utah?
Well, I think we should take it serious. Certainly, if we do have people who are not legal voting in Utah, that certainly concerns me. We should take it serious. I know right now the Lieutenant Governor is auditing those records. That audit is not complete. I'm interested in, before I cast judgment, I'd like to see what that audit actually shows. But I know that that's in the works right now. Let's see what the audit shows. But if it's happening, it shouldn't, and let's work on that issue.
What other tweaks do we need to make to Utah's election? I know the bill you passed last year, HB 300, had some concerns. We ushered in the 4 digits of our ID, but there was some confusion this year about whether we actually had to do it. What are we proposing this year?
Yeah, one of the confusions was whether or not we're still going to verify that signature, and I think we're going to. I think that's one of the small tweaks that we're going to look at in this session, is making sure that we're still verifying that signature with that mail-in voting. That was the standard before, and that tweak is going to happen. So we are working with clerks. We've got some bills, both the House and the Senate are looking at bills, and we need to make sure we get it right.
Another proposal you are proposing is kind of a talker here on Capitol Hill, and that is a social media tax. Essentially what you want to do is an advertising tax on these big global corporations. But this kind of lumps in companies not only like Facebook or Meta, but also like Apple. This proposal also tied up in a court case in Maryland. How do you propose getting around that?
Well, I think you bring up good issues, and to be fair, the language is not out yet because we need to resolve those concerns. Our target is certainly, we're worried about social media, and we're tracking that Maryland case really closely. I actually thought that the decision would have come out 2 weeks ago. It has not come out yet, but we're going to be really careful with how we do it. It's clear, social media is harming our kids. These companies are taking advantage of our kids. They've monetized our children. It's not okay, and we're going to be courageous in how we tackle it.
Republicans don't often like to tax people or corporations, but here you are doing that.
Yeah, we are, and there is a real tax on our economy right now. This mental health crisis is real. We see it in the schools, we see it in the hospitals. The biggest bulk of new patients in hospitals are those folks in a mental health crisis. That is a real tax on our public right now, and the reason that's a problem is because of social media companies to a large extent, and they need to be part of the solution, and we need to bring them along. If they're going to create that liability, they're going to be responsible for some of it as well.
State Senator Mike McKell, we liken today onto drinking from a fire hose. How do you liken this session?
Yeah, well, I've been up here a long time. When I was first elected, certainly it's a difficult process. I never say I'm a veteran, but I've been up here over a decade. The process is playing out the way it should.
It's a zoo, though, right?
No way. It's a lot of fun. We're going to get a lot of work done for the people of Utah. We look at issues through that lens. How do we help the people of Utah? How do we stay out of the way? We're early today. It may seem like a fire hose on day one, but I'll tell you, the process works, and I wouldn't change the way we do it.
State Senator Mike McKell, thanks for your time today. Appreciate it. Sarah, Brian, I will send it back to you guys.